we go.
A lot of these pieces right here, it's a combination of a few different pieces up here. Again, here goes some more of the, this is a couple of Olmec heads right here.
All right.
It's actually one of my favorite. You have another Olmec head. And these is more so abstract pieces. This is an abstract piece right here. This is a jinyame.
Okay. Give us a quick rundown on what that's about.
A jinyame is an African Ndinkra symbol. Most Ndinkra symbols pretty much come from Africa, Ghana, and like this represents fear none but God. It has a few other different interpretations, but usually it represents fear none but God, or God pretty much first.
Okay, all right.
And you have a few different variations. I have a couple of different variations. You may not be able to really see this, but it's kind of a transparent type of piece.
There we go. Okay.
And I have them on like a lot of different versions of them. That one right here out of custom wood.
That's nice. I like that.
And a lot of times, sometimes I'll strap on the back, basically what it is, particularly within Ndinkra symbols, because a lot of folks are still getting familiar with them.
Right.
I'm still getting familiar with a lot of different pieces, honestly. At least by memorizing them.
Okay.
Then you have, the motherland piece right here.
All right.
Just a custom piece, and it has a piece of amethyst in the middle of them. Sometimes I like to fuse crystals and copper and other different materials together and see what they come up with.
Okay. All right.
You always have I have a few pieces with scarab beetles in them. And it's fused with copper.
Okay. Scarab beetle has a significance also, I believe, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. This is a Dwafe comb right here, which is pretty much is representative. It's just a feminine piece right here.
Okay.
I don't know if I have I just have Dwafe on the back, but it basically means like grace and beauty and things of that nature, and the upkeep of a woman.
Okay. All right. And these pieces are running from about what to what?
They range. I mean, I have pieces as low as $5. Like you may like a piece something like this. I may let it go anywhere between $5 and $7. And then you have pieces that go up from $5 and $7 to about maybe $150. These is aunts right there. These pieces right here will go for roughly about maybe $10.
Okay.
These a couple $5 pieces right here, and I have, a variation of a lot of different Ndinkras, you have a little bit of everything in here. Then I have pieces like for the folks that like a lot of color, I have a lot of fluorescent pieces, And this right here is this is the King's Eye right here.
Which one is that?
This one right here, King's Eye. And you have the traditional Sankofa piece right there, for the most part, and it's like, what this basically represents is go back and fetch it,
okay.
Which is basically our history.
Right.
The broken pieces that we don't know about, you're supposed to go back and pretty much research them,
okay.
And find your history.
That's interesting. That blue piece.
Yeah, this piece right here is this represents precision and craftsmanship.
Perfection. Okay. How do you say that?
Huami Dunga.
Okay.
What I do too is I keep of the Ndinkra dictionary with me a lot of times. What happens is a lot of times it's a lot of different sometimes it's different pieces. There's different pieces that represent different things. Like, for example, this piece right here that I just showed you, 116. Sometimes it's different ways to, it's a few different ways to interpret one piece. So a lot of times what happens is when I do custom pieces, that is wrong thing. This is 116. Right? Oh, here we go, right here. It's a measuring rod, or measuring or ruler, similar excellence, superiority, quality, perfection, knowledge, and critical examination. Like, you see how it's a couple of different variations, but they all just about kind of sort of the same, but it's a lot of different variations in it. You have some of them that have different variations, like this piece right here. This piece represents enclosed or secured compound house, but you have like slight variations in them. So sometimes some of the Ndinkra symbols will have a few different ways that they're kind of like set up. You know, some of them only have one. Like this one right, the butterfly, it only has one, which is this piece right here.
And what does that represent, this butterfly?
It's a symbol of tenderness, gentleness,
Okay.
honesty, and fragileness.
Okay,
You
beautiful,
know,
beautiful.
a lot of times this would probably most likely either be a child piece or a piece for, you know, a young lady.
Right. Let's see the cover of the book there.
There you go.
Okay, this
It's
is
in Ndinkra Dictionary.
okay, and that's by W. Bruce Willis.
Exactly.
Okay. All
And
right.
The thing that's good about this is, you know, it goes into a lot of different history. You know, it talks about different things, and you know, a lot of brief history about, like, you know, the Ndinkra symbols, why they were made, and you know, the Republic of Ghana, and you know, it's a good book.
Seems like it'd be a good introduction to the entire subject of these symbols and maybe
Exactly.
the history of them.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, probably once you know, a website, you know, once I have a website and things and it's set up, I would probably have inserts,
Right.
you know, from here and other different places, and you know, break down a brief history about it, you know, different things.
This is an interesting piece here.
That piece is actually the same as this piece right here, which is that piece represents adaptability.
Okay.
Let me see. Like again, like I said, sometimes I'm still getting familiar with the pieces, so it's amazing I can make them. But some pieces, you know, have the tendency of not quite, you know, remembering certain different things. That's called enchinching, and it's twistings. So it's a couple of different variations for it. In fact, depending on how you look at it, it can appear to say something else. Like most people look at this piece, and it appears to say love. You know.
Right. From a certain angle, it almost looks like the word love sideways.
Exactly.
Okay. It's very interesting. It's probably a science that how the piece is set up probably has a different variation on the meaning.
Right, and it's a different energy that can come off it as well.
Okay.
What's interesting too is that a lot of our Ndinkra symbols are actually symbols that's been used in common everyday occurrence, and I'll give you an example.
Well, that was one I just saw a second ago.
Look like a swastika, didn't it?
This one.
Right, exactly. And like the swastika was basically stolen. The concept of the swastika was actually stolen from this symbol.
Right. Turn the page again. I think I saw something else also. Well, there's like the infinity symbol or symbol.
Right, similar to it. And this is actually a chain link, which is interesting why it would be the infinity symbol.
Right. Okay.
Particularly
here we go.
this one right here. This is used a lot.
And what does that say there?
This is
Thing for sacrifice.
a symbol of spiritual balance, good fortune, good luck, sanctity, spiritual strength, and the uprightness of spirit.
Okay.
And I believe it's I don't know if it's Nazis that use this symbol.
It looks like the Maltese cross that used to see on some of those Spanish ships, and
Right.
so forth.
Right.
During the colonization period, they wouldn't be surprised if they took that symbol and ran with it.
That's usually the case.
And if you think about a Maltese cross, I mean, it's coming from Malta, which is I believe off of North Africa. So they probably travel the symbol. Okay.
And you have there's one that's really interesting that I think most people don't even realize is the actual Ndinkra symbol. Let me see. And when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The heart.
Oh, okay. And what's that called?
It's the heart.
Okay.
A coma.
A coma. Okay.
A coma. And the symbol of love, goodwill, patience, faithfulness, fondness, endurance, and consistency. So a lot of people don't know this is actually, the heart is actually our Ndinkra symbol. Like,
Okay.
you know, this is something that we actually, you know, came
Right.
up with, and it's like the world used it.
Right. So well, for those people who are nervous about symbols they haven't seen before, this is one you're familiar with.
Exactly.
And there's probably quite a few others that you just haven't recognized
Yeah.
or know the roots of them. Okay.
Definitely. I mean, it's, you know, it's a lot of them. It's a whole lot of them.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you for this interview and showing us some of the product. We're going to check out some of the clothing if we can. And we'll be back with Brother Heru. All right. Peace.